Well, hello there. Alright, that should be alright. Now send the link. Right, so good evening everybody, sorry for the wait, sorry for this controversy, but I was busy, so right now I should be operative, and here we go, we are here at the end of the qualifying session here in Austria. This round 5 of the Formula 1 division of Lgts. As I remind you that we do 2 races this week, one today in Austria and one in Spa-Francorchamps, and right now we are seeing the end of the qualified section here with Harrison Holmes, I believe his name is, that crosses the line and he goes with a 1.3.3. That was a really impressive lap. We want this Marcel here at the end of his lap. Let's see what he can do. He now goes on the end of the lap, going shifting down into 6th gear now on the final corner. Then now the championship leader, we crossed the line, being half a second off pole position time. So I believe the McLaren has got the pole position. Yes, it is. Harrison Holmes gets pole position with a 1.392, with Marcel behind it with a 1.3.8. Then there's X-Bass, the Mercedes main driver. Then there's Heft and Lost Boy M. Dolin. And that is now finally, I should say, got the main seat. A Mercedes. Then there's Ben, there's Porky and Ipis Wolf, or either Reese. Yeah, we call it Reese behind her. And I think we are more than 10 people today, and that's a really impressive result. And here we are here in Austria again. Let's see now, we with the starting line, and missing is fuck off. Michineki. Here we are now with the 5 lights here. No, oh yeah, I forgot about formation. I'm so fucking stupid. Hello VRC. Welcome to the chat. Welcome everybody. So my mic should be okay, yeah. Everything is on the norm, and yeah. The only thing we have to do is to watch and commentate this race, am I right? As here, let's hear now the tires of the people. Because I'm curious about the strategies. So we are more than 10 people! That's something, guys. That's something, guys. We are aiming for the full grid, guys. So we are seeing right now everybody is on mediums, apart from the two rebel boys, which with Miki Nechi going very slowly. I don't know why. Maybe. No way. Oh my god! I can't even see. I can't even see. My apologies. So Lgts Goat is running our tires with also the ass of Jack here. As we see now Harrison going slowly with everybody catching up with Mickey Neki speeding off on the formation lap. I don't know why, but that's okay. And now we are seeing the cars lining up for the Austrian Grand Prix. And if I would place a bet of someone on someone, I don't really know, to be honest, because it's my first time seeing this guy, Harrison Holmes, I believe. I don't know if the pronunciation. Look at that! Look at him! He's spotting against Mickey Nicky. No, oh my god, oh my god, I'm so fucking stupid. Yeah, he's spotting against the the Saber. That's crazy, man. And now here we go with the 5 lights. And this lights out with away we go with Holmes. The mechanic also starting very well with Marcel. In reality, there isn't so much chaos as everybody go normally. And here you go, Marcel is trying to follow through Holmes, and now we see the strategy with either a 1-stopper or a 2-stopper with ideal lap for a pistol being lap 16. Meanwhile, there's Marcel here trying to follow Harrison Holmes, but he can't do anything. And meanwhile, we see a move here by the V-Carb of Lost Boy fighting with Ben Whelan. As the V-Carb stays ahead, and we are now starting to format a really great. Meanwhile, there's something happening in the back. Maybe Jack loses some position, and meanwhile Ben gets back. He goes back into 9th position. Maybe he has done a mistake down the exit of sector 2, and now we are out of the starting lap with everybody not doing anything stupid, as they are racing cleanly at the moment, and that's really impressive because Austria is a very interesting track with very phenomenal races. But meanwhile, we see here fighting between Porky and Reese, with the V8 Max Rush inviting himself to the party. And Porky tries to get a move, but he fakes the move. Meanwhile, we are here at the front with Marcel being so much close to. Meanwhile, he gets a little bit of a white line with the Xmas VRZ following behind. I'm rooting for him because he's my pick. Meanwhile, oh, that's very close. Let's see now, he will get DRS for sure. Meanwhile, there's the fastest lap by Seth with a 1.6.2, but it's only the second lap now. We are entering only the third lap. Meanwhile, there's Xbox VRC 3-second penalty already in the we're not even three laps in. Meanwhile, he tries to get the move down into turn 3, and he gets him. Oh, there's a bit of contact between Marcel and Xbox. They locked wheels, and meanwhile, another 3-second penalty for. Oh, that's Michinegi. Meanwhile, there's Seth. Seth gets into second position with a very nice move down the east side, with Xbox following in, with also Marcel falling behind into 4th place with Lost Boy and M. Dolin following and then catching up to the others with Lost Boy here. He's trying to get to follow him and pass Marcel as soon as possible, because I see he's quite rapid. Meanwhile, there's Seth. They trying to pull away from the others, and there's also Holmes. They trying to get away with a fast lap. He's trying to get away with it. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a transfer back there with the ass, and now we are seeing here another DRS train. The first DRS train. Meanwhile, there's Marcel. Gets down, tries to do a move to Xbox, but he doesn't do anything. Meanwhile, there's Spocky and Reese fighting with the Williams here. There's a little bit of action. Let's see if Porky gets the move done. Down the side, down into turn 4, and meanwhile there's a yellow flag. And that's Marcel doing contact with M. Dolly, I believe. And he has lost some places. He's now P11. That's not very good for him for the championship, and also for the constructors. With Reese not being in the top 5, he's 7th. And meanwhile, there's another yellow flag, but I think he's in the back of the grid. And meanwhile, M. Dolly gets a 3-second penalty for track limits. Austria is very infamous about the track limits, and it is really not so much drivable in this game. I should remind you that it's meanwhile there's Xbox trying to get the move down the side with a little bit of a wheel tap here, and he gets the move done, but Sato gets the DRS, and maybe he will try to get it back down to turn 4. Will he get the move done? No, he won't. With Lost Boy trying to follow up with the battle here, but there's Harrison Holmes that is pulling away with a 2 seconds lead, and all this fight between the Xbox and Saturn will not help them for catching up to the lead. I just noticed that yes, Antonelli's number. And we are here with the fight for the second place. Meanwhile, does Seth really get the move done? Yes, he does. Down into turn 1 with the DRS. Will Xmas try to get it back immediately into turn 3? Or will he wait? And maybe try? No, he doesn't. He won't wait. He gets the move done even before the braking zone. And as I said, Austria is a very famous track for DRS trains, and then Seth gets the move down. Also, Lost Boy gets the move down to X-Max. We now X-Max tapping the rear right of Lost Boy, as both now Mercedes are P4 and P5, with them Dolin leading another train in there for a battle into the 5th position. But right now the most heated battle is here for 2nd place, but I don't think that's really useful for them if they want to get a race lead, because they are losing time with all of this fighting. Meanwhile, Wizard either gets a 3-second penalty about track limits, and Lost Boy gets the DRS wide open with the X-Max following behind. And they are now, he tries to move down to his side of Seth, and Seth falls behind into 4th place. They are exchanging positions in the these 3 guys, battling for a P2, as Holmes is trying to get away. We now increasing this gap for with 3 seconds, and also Lost Boy trying to get away, but these two are literally giving all they got. Oh my god, I'm so cold, so that's why you... Even me, I'm Dolan! And Dolan spun out! He's in the barriers! He has retired! That's not very so much very good news for the Mercedes, because one of the cars is out. With the whole car remaining being Xmas VRZ. And that's a shocker for the championship, because the Mercedes now are in a not so good position, because they are P6 in the Constructors Championship with only 20 points. And I believe all of them are made by Xmas or either Doling for 7. But meanwhile, speaking of Xmas, he gets to move down for in turn 4 for P2. As Oms is pulling away here, he's alone. But meanwhile, Saf gets to move down into the second sector. That's a really good move, but the Lost Boy won't give up already. He wants to fight to the end of the lap, and he stays ahead. That's a very good defending from Lost Boy there in the V-carb. With everybody here having set up her tire, and Dolin now driving to the pits. But meanwhile, there's Lost Boy there. He doesn't try to move yet, but Seth will. Seth gets to move down for P3, but it isn't over yet because they're still fighting with the arrested, so they could overtake Xmas. And meanwhile, Seth gets to move down again. He almost touches the rear tires of Xmas, and he's trying to pull away because the other two are fighting for P3. You know, there's Lost Boy here. Really gotta move down now. He's too far away, and Seth is trying to gain some time to Xmas, with the Xmas being 4.4 seconds behind of the leader. I believe he still has the fastest lap. I don't know yet. But let's see the changes of position there. That we also Porky and Reese having. And meanwhile, there's another 3-second penalty. That's very cheeky for him. He has picked up on all track limits. I don't think that was the first of him. Exceeding track limits. As I said before, Austria is a very infamous track about track limits. Maybe even worse than Texas last week. And meanwhile, Seth trying to get a move down the outside of turn 3. He gets the move down, but he goes around he goes around the track. And the Lost Boy gets to move down because of it. That's a very good moment for the V-Cup there, as Seth, the Ferrari of Seth, has lost time. Meanwhile, there's another battle here going on between the suburb of Reese and the V-Cup of 4 more. That's really good. Meanwhile, there's Xmas, he's on the wall! Xmas, he's on the wall! Both of the Mercedes has spun out. And that's horrible for them. As you can see over there, he also has wing damage. That's not very good for Mercedes at all. Look at that destroyed wing. All the left side of the wing is destroyed. I don't know if he will try to pit and try to get make a comeback, but he will have to open for a safety car. Meanwhile, there's another fighting between these four, but meanwhile there's also Seth Lost Boy there fighting for P2. They're giving their best. Meanwhile, there's another battle there between the Williams of Ben and Pokemon, but the Lost Boy gets moved on for side with DRS. There's a lot of action happening here, as these two are really giving their everything. I'm really sorry about the Mercedes, because one is retired and the other is last, being 4.48 seconds behind. That's really so much fun for them, being 9 seconds behind being Neki. But meanwhile, we are here for P2, Validator with Lost Boy falling behind with as almost a 6 second lane, but Saf, he will try to get a move done again down into turn 3. He doesn't even need to overtake him into the braking zone, as he has done the move earlier with the help of the DRS. Meanwhile, Lost Boy will try to get a move done back, but he can't, he's too far. As Seth tried to pull away, but they are so close, and I don't think they will be the last we are seeing of them battling for the podium places. And I think that there's nothing in the way apart from his own. And meanwhile, Seth he gets a stop early with Lost Boy overtaking him. Let's see which type of tire compound will he get. He gets on with our tires, but that's pretty early because he has pitted like 3 laps earlier than the preferred stop strategy. But meanwhile, there's also Jack and Mickey Nicky picking another 3-second penalty. Meanwhile, there's Marcel getting into the points into the top 10, but meanwhile there's here Ben trying to get moved on the race. They have yet to stop, and now the strategy. Meanwhile, there's a Vito safety car. There's a Vito safety car with X-Max VLZ leaving the section because he has got a 10-second penalty for exceeding the pit lane speed limit, and that means that both of the Mercedes are out of the Austrian Grand Prix. And meanwhile, there's Harrison here locking up in the pit entry as they get a free stop here because of the safety car, and the bank gets out. He stays out. Both the Williams stay out. As Ben gets ahead, both Williams, since the Williams won too, they both get ahead of Holmes, but they have still yet to pit, and he isn't too far away from them. And technically, Holmes is the leader of this race. Meanwhile, there's also quite a few cars that still has yet to pit. Only 4 to 5 cars need to pit, if I'm correct. Yeah, 4 cars still has yet to pit, with Harrison picking a 3-second time penalty. He's battling between the Williams there as they are defending 1-2, but they won't get anything out of it because Harrison Holmes has overtook them like they were nothing. That's really impressive for him, but it's because he has new tires, and look at his ERS is really, he has drained his battery. Meanwhile, there's VA Max Rush that is spending some of this battery with Ben having their battery full, as they have still yet to pick some time penalties for, but they have still yet to pit. And meanwhile, we are seeing these two again battling for a P5, but technically it's still for a P2 if anything goes into plan order. Meanwhile, that we see here V8 Max Rasta is flooding through the track. The tires can hold on much longer. Let's see if he tries to get in, but his teammate will. Ben will pit for fresh hearts, I believe, with Lost Boy and Seth and the 36 Gold
getting ahead of them. Meanwhile, there's Marcel doing a comeback here. As he is P6. I really hope for him that he will try and battle for the podium again. Meanwhile, there's VA Max Rush line again with Seth behind him. As he will try to get a move done because he needs to follow. As always, he needs to catch him because otherwise it would be too much late with 20 laps to go. Meanwhile, behind here with a V-carb, making the move to the Rebel of A36 Gold. He knows that it is not this race. Meanwhile, there's Seth here trying to get a move down into P2 into the final corners. Now into turn 9 down at this side. Let's see if VA Max tries a bit, but doesn't. He will stay out once again. Meanwhile, there's Porky, the man who won without penalties last week in Texas, has now picked up a 3-second penalty for track limits, which is really unfortunate about it. Meanwhile, there's another battle here. We lost boy overtaking VA Max Rush, and here we are again. It's Seth versus Lost Boy for P2, and meanwhile we are still behind 6 seconds, and I don't think that if they keep battling they will catch up into Ice Holmes unless he does a mistake or something like that. And there are still 3 cars that still need to pit, as we are in lap 17 of the race of the Austrian Grand Prix. I think this is 50%. Yeah? I don't really know, to be honest. But yeah, Max Rush gets into the pit lane as he will also mount and get some fresh starts with, I think, 80 laps to go, as we are halfway through the race. Here with Seth getting the move done. No, he's Lost Boy getting the move done. Oh my god. I had really focused me on the span Wheelam. 3-second penalty for him, another track limit for him. As there are only 3 people without time penalties. Meanwhile, there's a switchback in here for Lost Boy. That's a very good move because he got the opportunity of Seth's dive bonded. That's really class driving here. That's really some class driving here. As they are still fighting for P2, and I don't think that we are over yet. Emil, there's a yellow flag in here. I think that's a rebel, the rebel of Mikineki. Yes, it is. It is a rebel of Mikineki spinning around into turn 4, the exit of turn 4. Meanwhile, we are here still for the battle for P2. Meanwhile, there's Lost Boy picking up another 3-second penalty, I believe. Meanwhile, the Seth also getting the move done, as there are some moves down into the middle of the pack in here. And it is a really action-packed race. And meanwhile, they get a little bit of contact here, as Lost Boy try to get a move done, and Seth lets him through. Maybe because of some kind of respect, because he has turned into him. And meanwhile, he gets a little bit wide. He does some of the grabber here, Lost Boy. That's not very good for your tires, Lost Boy. The man for the week, he gets a little bit wide, and I think that's another strike for track limits. And I don't think that he will only have 3 seconds. And speaking of penalties, let's see. Yeah, Lost Boy has a 6-second penalty with Seth having none, but he gets the DRS wide open as he overtakes Lost Boy. These two are really not giving in or giving up for the second position here, as they are exchanging places every lap by lap, with a little bit of lock up here from Lost Boy and
They go side by side as he gets the move done down the outside. As he will stay down the track. That's a really super move for me. It's really a very good drive, to be honest. They are both really good drivers that are giving us a very good race for a very some fast and clean action here, as they are still losing time from the leader, as Lost Boy is 8 seconds behind. He's literally a lot in another category. Harrison Holmes into the McLaren. I think that somebody mentioned that he was tier 1 of WOR. I think that's Waterline Racing. Yeah, if I'm not wrong. But meanwhile, Seth gets moved on down the inside as Lost Boy gets moved on down the side once again. But no, not at all, because Seth will defend the position. That's really some good defending here. Will he defend down into turn 5? Yes, he will, but that's a sort of switchback. But but Lost Boy doesn't have too much road to go on, so he will stick behind for another lap. As we are now entering lap 22 of the race out of 36. And meanwhile, there's Marcel being P4. That's a very good recovery drive for him. As we see in the back, and maybe we could see him also battling for the podium in the 9 stages of the race. But meanwhile, Lost Boy tries doesn't go for a move, but he stays behind. Maybe if we try now. Let's go bother him. Let's see what he has to do now. He gets down the side. Seth leaves the side. He gets to move down into the apex, and another stage of position. But Seth isn't really going anywhere because they're still there, and that's really impressive because they're still there in millimeters. Sometimes they're really close that not even a paper can separate. Meanwhile, there's Isolps with a 1.16.061 with a new fastest lap on the race, and I think that now is time to speed up as we have 30 laps to go. Meanwhile, there's another 3-second penalty for VA Max Rush as he gets 6 seconds in total. And meanwhile, there's Seth going down the inside. He doesn't even need to get moved on. But meanwhile, there's Lost Boy going a little bit into the outside. Maybe he has out to break himself, and he has that cost him some time, as he is now 3 tenths behind that he was the lap earlier. Let's see if he will try to get to move down again. Meanwhile, there's another 3-second penalty for Angel Holmes as Seth needs to keep his penalty-less race up. Because if he gets under the 3-7, meanwhile he gets the fastest lap with a 1.5.6. He's starting to push. Maybe he knows that maybe he can win this race only if he gets 3 seconds of Holmes. As the last boy now, he's starting to gain on Seth again with the DRS. Losing the help of the DRS. With Seth having less battery than Lost Boy has, as Lost Boy is recharging his battery. We are seeing here, as you can see, is on medium with 20% of battery. Let's see if he can recharge his battery without losing it. And meanwhile, there's Ben William doing some moves in here as he gets down into turn 4. High head of Pokey, and there's another move here about VA Rush overtaking ETC. He's going for the for P8 as they are battling again, but we are still here in the battle for P2 between Seth and Last Boy. Meanwhile, there's another 3-second penalty for VA Max. Rush, another 3-second penalty, really is picking up time penalties for truck limits, and that their truck limits are really raining in this race. It's a rain of truck limits, as we are seeing here. Let's see if Lost Boy can get the move done. Yes, he gets down to his side. Maybe there's a little bit of switchback. Let's see if he Seth will have enough space, but Lost Boy doesn't really give him some. As Mikineki gets another 3-second penalty. As I said earlier, they are really ready. It's raining in time penalties. Meanwhile, Seth tries to get moved on down into turn 9. He's really starting to gain patience, maybe. As we have 10 laps to go of this race. As we are starting to get into the down stages of this race. And meanwhile, Seth gets the move down into turn 1. Let's see. Now with the DRS wide open, he still gets the DRS. But Lost Boy stays behind. That's really impressive. As Lost Boy is, I think, meanwhile there's a yellow flag. I think that's the Haas of Jack going off between turn 5 and 6. And meanwhile there's Lost Boy getting the move done, maybe with a little bit of contact in there. There's some of sort of wheel bagging here. And as we noticed, there are only 2 people without penalties. Let's see now the game paces, as the person who has done gained more places is Reese with 4, the summer of Reese, which is now behind Marcel, and also Mikineki is on 4th. But meanwhile, they are still battling as Seth gets down into turn 1, but he can't really get the traction of there, as Lost Boy gets an better traction into turn 1, as he tries to get the move down to the side of turn 3, as he gets the place of P2 with Lost Boy staying right behind with the DRS wide open. Let's see if he gets the move done. Yes, he will. He gets the move done. Let's see who will be last in the brakes with another move down shot of Lost Boy, as these two are really exchanging so much places so many times into these laps, as now Harrison Holmes is on a 13-second lead in a 15% lap race. That's really impressive for him. He's simply on another level. Meanwhile, we are still there with the battle of the V-Cup of Lost Boy and the Ferrari of Seth Martin. Let's see now, as he gets the DRS wide open, he gets the move down into the straight, because he has the DRS advantage with another kind of lockup, but I think that's the resource of the game. Meanwhile, there's a little bit of a slide there with Lost Boy. I think he has touched the curb in there at the exit of turn 3, as he has lost some time. Meanwhile, the span wheel getting the move done of Pocky again, as these two are fighting. But meanwhile, with this where Willem going outside of the track, he has pulled off a Verstappen in there with Pocky Lemore getting the move down for P6. That's a really under battle for them here, as they are really giving everything, as they are also doing here with Lost Boy here. I think he has succeeded on the final corner, but maybe I could be wrong. But now he gets the DRS wide open down into the first straight of the track. Will he get the move down into turn 3? He tries to outbrake Seth. Yes, he will, with a little bit of switch in there, with Seth getting a better traction in there, but
neither of them have DRS. Maybe one of the two has forgot me Walter speed. Ben William here with another move down into turn 3. As these two are really battling for P6. And oh, just a little bit of slider, my last boy. He must really shut it past there because that's a really big slide. I don't even know how you save it. It's a really good save, but he has lost the position, but not the DRS. So we are still here with 6 laps to go, as we are on lap 30 out of 36, as we are officially getting into the final part of the race. As Lost Boy now gets the DRS down into the second DRS, not the third, sorry, the third DRS section, as he tries to get a move down the inside, but there's another switchback by these two. That's really a good battle bit here, super clean battle. That should be the standards of this league, to be honest, not some incidents that has happened earlier, but we focus on now with Seth being virtually P2 because Lost Boy has 6 seconds worth of penalties, but that's still an impressive drive for him. Let's see right now what we'll do. Will he get a move done down into turn 3, or will he wait for turn 4? Let's see now, as he gets the DRS wide open. Will he get a move done down into turn 3, as he Lost Boy leaves it inside, as he's outbreaks him. And oh, there's a little bit of counter there. That's a little bit of a block with an attempted switchback in here, but they're still there with Lost Boy staying behind, but just a little bit of block on him there. You know, this man William getting another moved on from Pokemon, as they are exchanging places throughout the race. As we see here, we go back into the battle for P2. Let's see, as right now we are entering lap 22 of the race for them, as there are less than 5 laps left for this race, as they will now try and give it there also. Come on guys, entertain us with this battle, as Lost Boy gets down moves up a place in P2 with Seth right behind him. Will he get the move done? He tries on the outside, but he gets the move done before the straight. I think that Seth has more straight line speed than Lost Boy has. Maybe that's a little bit of a detail, but not because of DRS, but maybe I think that he's running on some lighter wings, but maybe that's what I noticed, but I don't know, to be honest. But there's Lost Boy there gaining on the straight. As we enter lap 33, we have 3 laps left of this race, really less than a 5 lapper here. We can say that this is the final moment, one of the final moments, sorry, of the race. Let's see if Lost Boy gets the move down to turn 3, as he tries to fake a move, but Seth doesn't fall for it. Let's see now what will he do down into turn 4. Will he get the move done, as he has charged the ERS? He has more ERS than Seth Martin does, as he gets down each the side of turn 4, but Seth is still there. They're still battling. Meanwhile, the Spain Wheeler again on a move with Porky more, but they are side by side right now, falling down, going down into turn 4. But Ben has the DRS, so he keeps the place. Meanwhile, we go back in here with a battle of P2 for the second position of this race. As now we enter lap 34, we have 2 laps of racing, and everything can happen here in Austria. To be honest, it is a really good track for battles like this, as you are seeing right now, with so many exchanges of positions. As Seth gets another time P2, as he stays ahead of Lost Boy, but he gets DRS. Let's see if he tries to get it back down to turn 4. Will he try to get to move down into turn 4? No, he keeps it for himself. He keeps that position for himself. He will try. He make the move maybe on the next lap, but I think he's trying to consider to stay there and maybe make the move down on the side of Seth in the final lap. Meanwhile, these two are still battling for Pixies, Bang Wheel, and Pokémon More. Let's see, as they are really giving their all again, but we see some of slide here for Bang William, and Pocky gets the move down with a little bit of contact, I see, but it is not over because they are lost the Tesla battle here with Lost Boy. Now with the DRS wide open, let's see if he gets the move down into turn 3, but I think he will stay behind and maybe wait for the final lap. Let's see if he will stay behind, but I don't think he will. He gets the move down turn 4, even before the braking zone. And now he has to defend the position down the final lap of the race. And now Seth has both the advantage of penalties and of battery. And meanwhile, there's another 3 seconds from Harrison Holmes. But I don't really think that doesn't matter because he has a 16-second lap lead, a 16-second lead, and meanwhile Lost Boy gets another 3-second penalty. He could finish outside the podium maybe. I don't think so though. But let's see now. Let's forget everything about it, because this is the final lap of the race and these two are still battling for P2. Let's see if Seth will try to get a move down into turn 3. No, he stays behind. He will try to get it down into the turn 4, but he slides. He slides down into turn 3, and maybe that goes into Lost Boy advantage as he stays ahead. But I don't think that will matter because he will. I think he will finish behind for penalties. But meanwhile, we go back here with the race leader nowhere to be seen. Another category. I don't really have the words to describe this. And Harrison Holmes wins the Austrian Grand Prix with a really superb drive. I don't really have any words to describe. Meanwhile, there's a Martin down into the final corner as Seth Martin has kicked Lost Boy out of the track, as Seth Martin finishing into P2 and Lost Boy finished behind into P3, as Marcelo comes in 4th position, but he finishes 3rd because Lost Boy has time penalties. With Reese finishing 5th, with Ben William finishing ahead of Pokémon More. With now VA Max Rash and the 2 Rebels finishing, as both of the lap drivers has finished the race. But I really have to congratulate the race winner, as always. A new entry for this week, in this week, I believe. Meanwhile, Seth gets the drive of the day. I absolutely agree, because the battle with Lost Boy was really beautiful, clean, and I really enjoyed this. As we see now the podium celebrations.
as the McLaren driver, lift the trophy, and that's a very good drive for him. I'm really impressed about him, and I can't wait to see of what he can do into the next races. So, thanks for tuning in. I really enjoyed it, and see you on Friday. But I don't think I would be there on Friday because of personal affairs. And I really have to thank you guys for being here for me and watching this. And what can I say? Thank you and good night.